All right, guys. So today we are going to get a look at a customized diorama Millennium Falcon piece that I kind of got an idea from. I picked up a couple of pieces off of eBay, the canopy that you see there, the cockpit, as well as the full interior of the Falcon. And it kind of gave me this idea to set it up as a diorama piece, a customized diorama piece. So as I started thinking about it, the wheels started turning and burning, and I decided that I can make a customized stand using a couple of styrofoam pieces that I have. So I used this particular piece right here kind of as a base, and then I got the idea to use these two pieces as the walls of the Falcon because of their shape. I actually do have a complete Legacy Falcon. However, I wanted something that gave me a bit more room so I can create some real detailed dioramas. So that's why I took on this project. All right, guys. So what I've done so far, or what I've done this far, is I've got everything covered in masking tape, and I use some like air vent tape, I guess you would call it. It's like almost like tinfoil type tape. That was to secure the two styrofoam pieces that you see on the side there to mimic the walls of the Falcon right there. So basically what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cover this whole thing in just regular old elementary school white glue, just to protect the styrofoam from the spray paint, the gray spray paint that I'm going to finish this off with. Taping this whole thing together and then spreading the glue over it is going to kind of help protect it from the spray paint, but allow everything to stay together. So let's see how it turns out, guys. So after I spread the glue over the complete base, I decided to allow it to sit overnight so it could dry. Once it did dry, I kind of took these preliminary pictures to get an idea of exactly how it would look. Very satisfied with how it looked, so I thought we would get this thing outside and throw that gray paint on. All right, you guys, so we are outdoors here today in sunny California. Pretty hot today, or a nice day, not really too hot actually. So what I've done already is obviously covered it with masking tape. I also used some air duct tape to kind of really make it solid and everything stay together. So what we're going to do is apply a layer of gray paint over this, and we'll see how it turns out. So let's get started, guys. All right, guys, so we've applied our first coat, and everything is looking so good so far. I've had a couple of loose ends pop up from the tape that was applied, but the paint is helping to kind of glue it back down or solidify everything. So we'll see how that turns out, and we will see how long that will last. But I'm going to put a second coat on here. I just want to allow it to dry and let that first coat dry, and then we'll get the second coat on there and we'll fill all the gaps and everything in. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so as you can see, this is not quite the finished product because there is quite a bit that I would like to get done with this. But as you can see, it is functional at this particular moment. I can set up my dioramas. I can put my figures on the inside and display them. I can set up certain scenes from specific movies that occurred on the inside of the Falcon. But what I really would like to do is set up some electronics. As you can see, I kind of got some makeshift Christmas lights here on the inside of the Falcon, lighting up the cockpit a bit. And what I'd like to do is set something up that's more permanent. And then there is a variety of things that I can do, that I can set up here, specific scenes that occurred again on the inside of the Falcon. I can even at one point, once I get this middle section kind of filled out with something in there, I can even do the scene with Leia and Han where they almost kissed but not really kissed, and they were interrupted by C-3PO. And the cool thing is I can have all of these particular scenes set up all at once. As you can see here, that is A New Hope. This is The Last Jedi. And then of course we have Empire Strikes Back here. So very cool. I'm really pleased on how everything turned out. Very excited that I was able to do this. So absolutely cool, guys. And again, please excuse the makeshift Christmas lights that you see down there. That was just to kind of get that cockpit lit up and give you an idea of what it is that I will be trying to get accomplished with this particular setup here. So I'm very pleased with it. And in case if you were wondering, this is what I used to create the white pillars on the wall there, guys. As you can see, these are adhesive poster tags or labels, poster tacks I should say, 64-piece pack. Found this at Rite Aid here at my local Rite Aid, and when I saw this package, the first thing I thought was, whoa, those are the little pillars inside of the Falcon. So very cool, and it's like a putty-like substance. Very cool, and as you can see, it really filled out the walls very nicely, and that is what I use to fill out the walls on the Falcon there. And then of course to include the little white spaces in between those pillars, I use these simple labels, which don't really stick as well. As you guys can see in the background, if you look, my stickers are already peeling up. But my solution is I'm going to go over those with some white glue, just regular school white glue, to kind of paste those things down and get them to sit down. And then what will actually happen is the glue kind of distorts the white on there. So what I will have to do is go back over them with some white paint, so I can get those labels white again. But so that's going to be my solution at this point, to kind of rectify that particular problem with the walls that I'm having back there. So I am very pleased with it. I do enjoy it, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a couple of other scenes that have occurred in the inside of the Falcon and have a little bit of fun with this thing. So let's go ahead and get those set up here today. All right, you guys. So here we obviously have the Empire Strikes Back cockpit scene where they're running from Vader, C-3PO, Chewbacca, Han, and Princess Leia. So, you know, like I said, there are a variety of dioramas that I could put together showing the interior. If I want to make up something including the whole ship, I can do so, because now I've kind of expanded what the Legacy interior gives you. I am really excited about this. The potential is limitless, it seems, with what I'll be able to do. There are obviously some things that I will need to take care of. It's not a finished product. As you guys can see, I'm missing some of the panels. There's a panel right there that I need to get. Obviously, there is the ramp that I would need to get. I need to find a way to fill this in. If it's the gunner station, if I can get that by itself, that'll work. If I have to create something else, I may do that. We'll have to see. This area right here is where the shuttle would go, the escape pod shuttle that Ray actually uses. And there's the door to it there. So I may have to try to get the shuttle there. Perhaps it is something else that I can do with this area. We will have to see. I would prefer to have the shuttle in that area though, if I can get it. So that is probably what I will do. So as you guys can see, I also got the canopy for it. It did come separately, or I had to purchase it separately from the cockpit. And I apologize for the glare, guys, on the light. But there is the canopy there. Now, unfortunately, the canopy is not connected. The piece that would connect it did not come included with either piece. I'm assuming that if you're going to part out the cockpit by itself, that it cannot be included with that. The connection piece can't be included with it for whatever reason. Perhaps the connection is part of the exterior. As you can see, this is just the interior of the Falcon that was received. So I'm assuming that is that connection is part of the exterior of the ship, which could not be included with the interior part of the ship. So I will have to create some kind of makeshift connection that would allow the canopy to open and close normally. So I would be able to do that. But it is still functional to a certain extent. However, it is not perfect. As you can see, the glass is not fully connected as it should be. That corner right there is very unsightly. So this is a work in progress, guys. It is something that I will continue to upgrade and improve. As you can see, my stickers there are already coming up on the wall. I do have a solution for that. I just haven't implemented it at this particular point. I wanted to kind of get you guys an idea of what it was that I was trying to create here, and perhaps this will be the idea that will spark your creative side to create something that you can use as a diorama piece. So that's what this is all about, guys. I love sharing and talking Star Wars with you guys. I try to be as creative as possible with my toy collecting, which also includes customizing, and it is something that I really get a lot of enjoyment out of. And if you are a toy collector, I can assure you that you would also get a lot of joy out of customizing your collection. So as you guys can see, there is really no limit to what type of diorama I wish to create when it comes to the Falcon. With this simple display, it didn't cost me much at all to put all of this together. The two different Falcon pieces, which is the full interior, guys, that you see there, that cost me about $30-40, I believe. And then the cockpit itself cost me about another $30 to $40. And then the canopy that I showed you earlier, I think that came in at around $20 or something like that. All of that off of eBay. And then of course my custom walls were simply styrofoam pieces. I was very fortunate to find some very cool styrofoam pieces that kind of fit the shape of the Falcon, the slope shape of the Falcon, of the Falcon's walls. And then of course the material that I just showed you is what I used to fill out those walls. A little tape and gray spray paint to cover everything up. And now, as you guys can see, I have a very, very cool nice display of the Falcon on the inside that will now allow me to create whatever diorama I choose to do. So I am absolutely happy with this. Very, very excited. Really enjoyed this project. Can't wait to continue and to add more. I'm going to put more lights in here. I'm going to make this look a little bit better so we get those lights shining pretty cool back there. Perhaps there are some LED options that I can do, especially with my walls back there. So we will see in the coming months what it is that I will be able to do. That little makeshift box right there that I created there, just to kind of fill that space up. There is a lamp that is underneath that box. So hopefully there are some LED lights that I may be able to find that will help to fill that out. So very cool, guys. I really had a lot of fun with this project. But obviously I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts? Does this encourage you to create something of your own? How do you think this turned out? I'm satisfied with it, but I would understand any criticism that you may have for this. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost. May the Force be with you always.